Hey everyone, it is Labor Day Monday, September 5th. The time is 5:07 p.m. and the temperature right now is around 21 degrees Celsius. And I'm here just north of St Clair Avenue West on Vaughan Road. And just around the corner from here is the intersection of Bathurst and St Clair. And for this one, I've dusted off an old friend. There's the Segway 9bot Max. It's been a while since I've recorded a video on it, since I got the new e-scooter. I thought I would take this one out today, and didn't really have any plans in mind, so I thought what I would do is I would ride just down to St Clair there and head over to Christie Street, and I'll take Christie all the way down to Bloor, and then south of Bloor it'll turn into Grace Street, and I'll take that to Trinity Bellwoods Park, and then I'll go south down Strachan Avenue, and we'll go past what is the final day of the Canadian National Exhibition at the Prince's Gates. And then, since I need to make my way over to the east side of town, I'll probably ride east along the downtown Waterfront Trail. All right, let's get going here. And we're off. And just on the right there is rather well-known Albert's Real Jamaican Foods. And here's St Clair Avenue West. And when I first moved back to Canada from living in Korea for 5.5 years, this was the neighborhood I first called home. I was living a little bit to the west of here on Humewood Avenue. And I was in that spot for, I think, about 5 or 6 months before I found my current apartment, and I've been there ever since. This is Wychwood Avenue. So this area is northwest of downtown. I can't recall the last time I recorded a walk or ride down all of Christie Street. So that's where I sort of got the idea for this one. And I also wanted to go by the CNE on the last day. I went there on opening day and I got 2 videos out of it. And I was meaning to go back at some point, I just never got around to it. I did an e-bike live stream yesterday. There's a car kind of right on my heels here. I'm gonna get over to the left turn lane. As I was saying, I did an e-bike live stream yesterday that went over to the entrance. And there is Wise Guys. It's a local watering hole that's been there for as long as I can remember. There goes a 512 westbound St Clair streetcar that will be going all the way over to Keele. I think they call it Guns Loop where it finishes. And there's Look Back East. A lot of the businesses have changed in this area, but there hasn't been much in the way of new development. See if we get an advanced green here. There it is. And where that Pico pizza bar is used to be a Starbucks. That's the Starbucks I would go to with my laptop every day and start job hunting. What is this guy doing? So this is south on Christie Street. On the left are the Witchwood Barns. That's an old streetcar house that has since been converted into a live workspace for artists, as well as a public park. I've been working on a compilation video of cycling and scooter incidents that have happened. And I don't quite blame her for being extra cautious at that crosswalk there and even pointing as she went across. That is what it says to do on the sign, after all. And this is Davenport Road straight ahead. I am tracking this one on Strava, so if I remember to at the end of the ride, I'll be able to read off some basic stats from the ride: distance traveled, total moving time, and my average speed. I'm currently maxed out at 25 kilometers per hour. It's underneath the old CP rail tracks. And on the right used to be an old Model T Ford factory and showroom, and I believe it also became a Planters Peanuts factory at some point. Hey, and a Popeyes is moving into where Starbucks used to be. I would take that trade any day. And where I started this one was the neighborhood where I moved back into the city from my time in Korea, and this is the neighborhood where I lived just before I went to Korea. I lived on a street called Pendrith, which is coming up. I was renting a basement in an old house. I'm guessing they know each other. There's Fiesta Farms on the right. That's a popular grocery store and garden center in the area. And this is Pendrith here, so I lived a few blocks down, just in on the right. And just on the right there is Christie Pitts Park. That's where the Toronto Maple Leafs of the Inter-County League play. It's kind of a semi-pro league. I think it's the highest level of non-professional baseball you'll find in North America. I used to come to this field to watch my brother play. He played for a team called the Stratford Hillers, and later he played for Hamilton. And this is one of two big parks I'll be going past. The next one will be Trinity Bellwoods. I'll probably end up going right through that one. And just on the left here is Christie Station, and I could turn left at Bloor here and pass through Koreatown. But straight ahead, just south of Bloor, Christie becomes Gray Street. And I don't know if I've ever recorded along there either on this channel.
No. That just means that I am a US.
Let's see what my app says. So far, I've gone 2.75 kilometers at an average speed of 11.4. That's looking towards Koreatown. And that would be Christie Pitts Park straight ahead. That Subway has been there forever. I used to go there when I lived in the area. All the restaurants around it are different. There's now a banh mi restaurant. And welcome to Gray Street. So this will take us through a residential part of Little Italy, and then the Trinity Bellwoods neighborhood. And I said this ride was going to take us alongside two parks, but I lied. There's another one on the right, and I think there's another one just on the south side of Harvard Street coming up. I think that one is Art Eggleton Park. There's a big off-leash zone for dogs. Speaking of dogs, look at these big old beautiful trees. I'll have to come back to this street in the fall. I mentioned at the start of the video, it is Labor Day today, so this is a long weekend. A day many young school kids dread, as tomorrow would be the first day of school for most. I think Thursday is when university starts. I've got some walks planned to cover the University of Toronto St. George campus, as well as one up at York University, or at least part of York University will be in it, and probably Toronto Metropolitan University, aka Ryerson. And this is College Street here, so this is main retail strip of Little Italy. And why is this car backing up? I'm just gonna let them figure it out. Sold their signs for the Taste of Little Italy up on the post. Taste is back, June 17th to 19th. These streetcar tracks serve the 506 Carlton streetcar. And one of the reasons why I chose to come down Christie and Gray Streets are that this is one of the few ways on this side of town where the streets don't change directions. You'll notice it's been one-way southbound the whole way. But if you look at Google Maps, you'll see, I guess as a traffic calming measure, a lot of streets will change directions, and that's to prevent cars from just using them to circumvent the major streets and cut through neighborhoods. Makes a lot of sense to me. There's Pierre Elliott Trudeau School on the left. Here's Dundas Street West, and I think there's a street called Gore Vale just on the left, and that'll take us south down to Queen, but let's go right here and head over to Trinity Bellwoods. I might have got that wrong. Oh, here's Trinity Bellwoods just coming up on the left. So Gorevale is behind me. I might as well wait at the light here. This is a long light cycle. There's back-to-back 506 Carlton streetcars. So I'm just going to slowly roll through the east side of the park here. There's the CN Tower off in the distance. Uh-oh. Oh no, that sucks.
Actually, I thought
Oh, you got lucky, yeah. I thought this ball was gone, so did he, but didn't go that far in. There's always people out enjoying the park. We'll often see slackliners and people playing spike ball and frisbee and that sort of thing in this park, as well as enjoying a few adult beverages. I think my other scooter would have been much better suited for some of this off-roading. I just want to stay clear of pedestrians.
You gotta be careful.
And this park has a fascinating history. It's home to the original Trinity College, which has moved into the University of Toronto St. George campus. And that was Queen Street West, and this is Strachan. So this will take us straight down to right in front of the CNE on its final day. I think it ran for 18 days in total. And the air show yesterday was canceled due to overcast weather. You really wouldn't have been able to see anything. There's Penny's. And this is King Street West. Why is that guy talking so loud? He's on the phone, but he's talking as if he's yelling to someone across the street.
Yes, what about it?
And this is Doro on the right and Wellington Street West on the left. And just in on the right is the Liberty Village neighborhood. And when the CNE is on, this area experiences a lot more traffic normally. Yesterday it was just a logjam of cars through here. And you'll often notice some presents left in the bike lane from the Metro Toronto Mounted Police. I tried to turn left there and get a view of the CN Tower. There's some horse droppings. These are people making their way from the CNE. Well, I'm sure most of them are. And they've got police directing traffic at this next intersection here. It's a similar scene to what it was yesterday. It seems a little less busy today. This is one of several entrances into the CNE grounds. Just look at the bike parking. All right, now to head over to the Waterfront Trail for what will essentially be part 2 of this one. I just look back at the Prince's Gates, not the Princess Gates, as you'll often hear people call it. That's one of those things you'll often hear people say Eglinton instead of Eglinton. There is no G in it.
Our electric scooter, Isaiah.
This light cycle always takes extra long here at Lakeshore and the south end of Strachan. There's some people holding up traffic because they were greedy and entered an intersection before they could clear it. So yesterday when I got to this point, I went right and went west around the south end of the CNE. That live stream is up on the channel if you're interested in checking that out. I'm going to be going left here. And normally through here, I stick to the multi-use trail on the left there that runs alongside Lakeshore, but let's take this one. And they used to hold a baseball tournament every year. I wonder if they did it this year. I wasn't here at the time that they would have held it. Normally, these are the ball fields that they use. In years past, it used to be south of where Medieval Times is and what is now the OVO Center, where the Raptors train. I've said it before, but I really hate multi-use trails. They don't make any sense. There's so much room to put a footpath alongside this one. They really should have one for bikes and one for people walking. That guy's got the right idea, cutting right across there. That lady just stepped into the path without looking. And this area always gets a little tight.
You don't want to come up with me.
That is Lake Ontario, of course. I think the posted limit along here is 20 kilometers per hour. That guy in front of me is just having a good old time. He's got the radio going. You'll notice some open containers in his bags. Oh. I stopped and nodded. I'd rather them cross safely than, when it's still somewhat in my control, than leave it up to other people. They were riding two abreast, and no one guy was on his phone. This is the downtown Waterfront Trail. There's a shuttle bus that services Porter Airlines. The Island Airport is just around the corner from here. So this might be the busiest it's going to get for the rest of the year along the waterfront. It's just getting cooler from here on out, and this is pretty much the end of summer, even though I don't think it officially ends for a few more weeks. There's the Skyline on the left. That guy's just busking. Speaking of which, I missed Busker Fest. That was taking place recently, but it's over on the beaches. Street. time I stop, I'll see if I can take a peek at the Strava app and see how this one's going, at least in terms of distance covered and all that jazz. So let's take a look now. 8.52 kilometers with an average speed of 12.7 kph.
Bancho?
Well, there's something going on at Harbourfront. I have no idea what that is. What? Oh, I thought it was someone in stilts. They're just wearing that thing on their shoulders. All right, back to the action. Whenever there's a streetcar pulling up, there's often people just darting across the trail here. You gotta be super vigilant. Stop here on red. Instructions can be hard, I guess, for some. There we go. Slow. Watch for turning vehicles. I think they could have used some better grammar on that one. And they'd put up some gates there, as cars would often find themselves going down that ramp into the streetcar tunnel. Almost every week there'd be a post on Reddit of some moron who did that. And this is Bay Street, or the foot of Bay Street. Bike lane closed. Well, that is not correct because it is not a bike lane. But at least when you're traveling east like this, you can easily just hop on the Queen's Quay here. When you're going in the other direction, it's kind of annoying. You have to dismount and walk, or cross over to the north side to head in the other direction. This is the foot of Yonge Street. I think this is some kind of emergency repair. And this is the east side now of downtown, and on the right is the Red Path Sugar Refinery. That stop sign is kind of oddly placed. And there's a little man-made beach on the right called Sugar Beach. That condo on the left there is reminiscent of Habitat 67. I think it's actually designed by the same guy. That was the foot of Sherburne Street. And there's the bike lane there that would take you north all the way up to Bloor. And there is a timber frame building going up on the right. That's something we'll be seeing more and more of. And on the left is where the big Quayside project will be going in. And I did a dedicated video on that. Sounds like an Indy car. I'm gonna go north up Parliament Street here. And just in on the right is the Distillery District. Here's Mill Street. There's a look into the Distillery District. This bike lane here, this bi-directional bike lane is relatively new. Is that really a smart idea? To the distillery again, and we'll look back west. And this is Cherry Street. It says local traffic only as it is closed just to the south of here. Otherwise, I would have been able to just take the Waterfront Trail and headed north from Cherry, but that won't be the case for a few more years. They're reconfiguring the mouth of the Don River. Let's see if that helps. That is the Canary District straight ahead. It's good to see more and more of these dedicated bicycle traffic signals going in. Canary Landing. That's the name of the development on the left. Mill Street closed at Rolling Mills Avenue. It feels like there should be a stop sign here, but there doesn't appear to be. And this will take us to the north end of Bayview Avenue. There's the Corktown Common Park. So I've almost been in bike lanes the entire time, or at least trails that you're allowed to ride your bike in, because a lot of that was on the multi-use Martin Goodman Trail. So this area is known as the Canary District. And I think I'll head north up River Street. So we'll go left here. There's Lauren Harris Square on the right. It sounds like that guy's got a gas motor fitted to his bike. And this is Underpass Park. Heading underneath Eastern Avenue. This guy is going 6 kilometers per hour. That was King Street, and this is Queen Street. There's the Toronto Humane Society. See how the stats on this one are looking. 12.74 kilometers covered at an average speed of 13.5. And the video's clocking in at 52 minutes so far. Plus whatever the intro was. So River Street here is the most eastern of the major north-south routes in the downtown core. Or I guess technically Bayview Avenue, but I wouldn't really count that. That looks comfortable. A little chewed up. That was probably pretty expensive brand new. And on the left is Regent Park. What is this in the bike lane? It's just a bag. This is Dundas Street East. Let's go right here. So it is Labor Day. Most stores are closed. Most malls are closed. The Eaton Center is open. Whoa. This is the Don Valley Parkway and Don River I'm traveling over. Most supermarkets are closed. Bonfire or cannabis. It's almost absurd how many of those stores have popped up in the city. What is this car trying to do? I guess he's trying to make a left turn. Streetcar lights aren't flashing, but there go the doors. All right, I'm gonna make this left turn here. And this is East Chinatown we're heading through. Not the main part. The main part would be along Gerrard. I think it technically doesn't start until right about here somewhere. Oh, it's got a $12 haircut at that place on the left, Rainbow Hair Salon. I showed them a picture of what I wanted it to look like. So we had a bit of a language barrier and she gave me something else. That is Gerrard Street there, and on the left, Bridgepoint Health and the old Don Jail. I gotta say, I love my new scooter. It's dual motors, it's got dual suspensions. And I kind of like the simplicity of this one as well. It's a lot lighter. It just kind of goes forever. It's built like a tank. I'm probably going to end up hanging on to both. And with so many places closed today, I would imagine Riverdale Park would be a popular spot. And that is just on the left here. So always people posing for pictures, that sort of thing. There's a guy in a suit. Make sure there's no cars coming up behind me. This is easily one of my favorite spots to take in the city. Just unmounting the camera here. There's the Skyline. And there's a good amount of people enjoying what for many might be their last day of freedom. And I hope you enjoyed this one, starting up around Bathurst and St Clair. Then I head over to Christie Street and down all the way in front of the CNE on its final day, and then east along the Waterfront Trail and then up here to Riverdale Park. I guess Riverdale Park East to be more specific. There's the scooter I rode. There's a link to that and the other one. I ride my Varla Pegasus in the description. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. And if you wish to support the channel, there's links to my Patreon and channel membership in the description. And I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides. All right, thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.